It's in the bloodline, cause we the ones. Spend enough time on the run. I see the sunshine, I make it rain. And I just keep on roaming till it's done. Yeah, I just get the title, I pull up like a champ. Feeling sorta tribal, put an end to your camp. If they wanna try me, draw a line in the sand. Winning every time, I guess I'm winning again. We the ones, we the ones, we the ones. Throw 'em out the ring and we just do it for fun. Smacking down opponents and I get what I want. Call me undisputed, all the ropes and it's done.
The capital ship is a decoy. We can't beat them in the air. We have to beat them on the ground.
After Paz's overestimation of the number of Imperial troops in the last episode, I don't trust Mandalorian math anymore. It seems like X always equals murder everyone and everything.
Okay, Paz was wrong in the last episode, but Bo-Katan is absolutely right here. Are you applying something about one character to every character of his nationality? That's racist.
You know what would have saved the Imperials from having to deal with all of this? If they just killed Mando when they had him dead to rights in the previous episode.
Yup, I totally agree with this. There was absolutely no reason to take Mando alive. There's a bunch of stuff in this season especially that just doesn't make any sense.
No. Grogu Bottica Ex Machina.
Discount Jeremy still doesn't know what a Deus Ex Machina means.
Also, Grogu was with the other Mandalorians during their escape in the last episode. Did they just lose him and not bring it up or show concern in any way whatsoever?
The implication is that Grogu was able to slip away during the confusion of their escape, which actually does make sense.
Not giving us a functional reason why these TIE interceptors have to be stored in a way that requires the pilot to do an immediate 90-degree turn upon takeoff.
Just because the show doesn't outright explain it to us doesn't mean there isn't a purpose for it. The reason to store TIE interceptors like this is because they're short-range vehicles. The Empire specifically uses fighters without long-range capabilities or life support because that could result in pilots defecting and taking the ships with them. This way, pilots have to return to wherever the fighters are stored.
Let's talk about these helmets. They have no locking ring to connect the suit, but they still make some kind of pressurization sound when people put them on. Is it suctioning to their faces? Is it applying moisturizer? Why is sound?
It's presumably creating a pressurized barrier between the rim of the helmet and the suit itself, which is why people can go into space in these suits.
R5. Come in, R5.
Last we saw, R5 made a hard left getting off the gauntlet when they first arrived. I thought maybe they went to take a piss and then got back on the ship. But now we see that Mando just had R5 roaming the barren wasteland of Mandalore all on their own, just so there'd be a super convenient droid to provide maps and unlock doors and the such. And somehow, that worked.
Maybe Mando left R5 behind so that he could have someone in a safe location who could help if he needed it. I don't get why you think Mando couldn't possibly have thought about this ahead of time. Obviously, he didn't know that the Empire was here specifically, but he could have just had R5 as a backup in general.
You're gonna have to scomp into the base.
I just had to look up scomp, and I still don't know what it is or means. So this is a sin for my poor research skills.
Sinning yourself when you're supposed to be sinning a show? That's dumb.
Droids always sticking their phallic metallics in unfamiliar ionic electronics. And I'm fairly certain they never have consent.
Family Guy did it better.
Let me see if I can do something about that. Hey, baby, you gonna let us through, ain't you? Ooh, yeah, that's right. You know that feels good.
Oh, God. Nobody's touched me like that for so long. Oh, no. I think I hear my husband.
Honey, I'm home. What the hell is this? Who's he?
Oh, thank God you're home, honey. He tried to rape me.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Got it. Good job, buddy.
Oh, hey, Mando. What happened to...
Sorry, I don't speak binary.
I don't speak it either, but it really felt like you understood exactly what was being said there.
But the show never tells us that he understood those beeps. He says that he got it in reference to the schematics. Why are you randomly assuming that he understood that?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
How did the Imperial ships not run into the Mandalorians' dropships? They literally went down and came out of the same cloud.
Yup, you're right again. This made no sense. The episode sacrificed its logic for a cool shot.
Pointing all your guns skyward when you're being attacked from below.
Because the ships flew up above the cruiser? Why wouldn't he point them up? Do you think he's just aiming at dark matter in space?
In this shot, R5 does not have his third appendage down, but in the next shot, it does. R5 really needs to have better control of his appendages.
Yes, Aaron, because he put it down in order to move. What's the issue with that? I appreciate the fact that you're trying to catch continuity errors, which is much more interesting than what you normally do, but you're not doing a very good job of it.
R5, take shield!
Mando requests the next shield before he is properly dispatched to this gentleman to create tension surrounding R5's interaction with the repair droid. He's yelling at R5 to open the shield as if his life depends on it, but in actuality, he has to deal with this trooper first before he's even ready to move on to the next set.
Mando knows he's close to being done with the stormtrooper he's currently fighting, so he's calling for the next shield to be lifted so that he can quickly transition to the next 2 stormtroopers as soon as his current one is dead. It's all about speed in this situation.
That's not Gideon. Those are his clones.
Which is great, because there's nothing Star Wars fans love more than an Attack of the Clones.
Discount Jeremy makes an Attack of the Clones reference that isn't a sin of the episode cliche.
Mando does a bunch of button mashing and the tanks just explode? Why is the water explosive and how is that even an option?
Yet again, I agree with this. For some reason, whoever designed the cloning tanks made an option to have the water blow up? What? How does that make any sense?
We've taken refuge in these surface caves since the Purge.
Now I want a Purge movie set in a galaxy far, far away, and I'm sad because I know that will never happen.
Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture reference that isn't a sin of the episode cliche.
Blame the Empire, but I think these assholes that can't go 5 minutes without using a jetpack are the ones responsible for scorching all of the plant life on Mandalore.
Pointless throwaway sin for the purpose of extending the video's runtime is pointless.
This inverted infantry charge is all of the cool, but the Mandalorians advancing really seems like a threat easily handled by a couple of TIE interceptors. And we just so happen to see 2 of those bad boys just hanging around right here.
The Mandalorians are coming in through the split in the ceiling, which is a pretty narrow entryway. Sending the TIE interceptors at them would be a complete waste because they wouldn't be able to go full speed and would be easy targets for the Mandalorians to pick off. Discount Jeremy would be a terrible tactician.
I was isolating the potential to wield the Force.
Writers sure are dancing around just saying midichlorian.
TVSins has historically hated the mention of midichlorians, but when this show doesn't mention them, they still hate it. There's no winning, which makes these videos pointless and stupid.
Also, it's amazing how content everyone is with punching people in a helmet. It doesn't make sense in football, and it doesn't make sense here.
Just because you have a helmet on doesn't mean a head punch would be completely ineffective. The helmet would protect your head from any serious damage, but the sheer impact could still lay you out, or even disorient you, depending on how much power you have behind the punch.
I think they only sent 3 Praetorian guards. Any more would have really f***ed up this entrance.
Discount Jeremy sends a cool entrance for being cool.
No.
The wild thing here is that Grogu uses the no button instead of the Force, and they still decide to not run Mando through before giving chase. Or they saw a baby in a robot and decided that was the bigger threat, which I agree with, actually.
Discount Jeremy sends something he agrees with cliche.
Guards' inability to defeat a child, even a Force-capable child, undermines the threat they pose, making this almost comedic while at the same time undermining how hard Paz fought against them before he lost.
Yup, you're absolutely correct yet again. Damn, this video isn't as shitty as they normally are.
Grofu is an awful lot like Yoda-fu. Seriously, is this episode trying to rectify Attack of the Clones? Because I assure you, Star Wars, that can't be done.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones will never be redeemed, but this episode has nothing to do with it, so it's stupid that you keep bringing it up.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
I've got this. Go save your kid.
Bo has been nowhere near this fight, but somehow knows Grogu is in trouble.
She was flying around in the airspace above the platform. It's entirely plausible that she could have seen the Praetorian guards chase Grogu inside.
Good kid.
Except for that whole wait until the last second to use the Force thing, but otherwise, good job.
Grogu is still a baby who clearly isn't a top-notch warrior yet, my guy. Why you're expecting him to be a total badass at his age is beyond me.
Episode kills the cool saber.
Yeah, this right here was infuriating. If you're gonna destroy the single coolest lightsaber in the Star Wars universe, at least do it in a good season and in a way that actually pays off. This shit was fucking whack.
Mandalorians are weak once they lose their trinkets.
I mean, except for the Beskar armor and the elite fighting skills, but yeah, weak, I guess.
The Beskar armor is one of their trinkets, so this in is for you blatantly misunderstanding what Gideon said.
Sorry, I have to ask this once again, but why the Force isn't forcing Grogu using the forcing Force the whole forcing time?
Because it takes a lot of energy out of him? Are you still ignoring the fact that he's a baby?
The words of the creed shall be forever forged in my heart.
Are the words with arms wide open?
Skip.
The The Mandalorian 2, The Way of Water.
Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture reference that isn't a sin of the episode cliche.
Bo-Katan will now light the Olympic flame, and everyone will chant as if victory has been won. But defeating a common enemy will only get you so far. Eventually your differences will creep back in, and Axe will get upset at a board game again.
Okay, but they still won back their home planet, which is a pretty big win. That's like saying the Russians and Americans will eventually get pissy at each other again, so they shouldn't celebrate after winning Earth back from the alien race that invaded it. Sure, we still have our differences, but we took back our entire planet, goddammit.
I am here to serve and protect the citizenry.
It's very nice that they brought IG-11 back, even though most of, if not all of, the important parts have been replaced. At this point, he's essentially the droid of Theseus, and I'm not sure if he's enough boat to protect Navarro from an army of pirates.
Discount Jeremy makes a Theseus reference that isn't a sin of the episode cliche.
Also, this ending is so Forrest Gump that I'm surprised the frog didn't float away on the wind.
Yet another pop culture reference.